Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness here on Magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. And it is magnificent. Life's good. Anyway, hope you had a great weekend. I did. They're all good, man. They're all good. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. It's Wayne's World, baby. Wayne Bergeron. He's probably the best right now. As well, he should be. And we'll get to that in a minute. Now, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with him personally. I don't know. Never met him. Jerry knew him pretty well. So I got a little gossip, and that's all it is. Gossip. But I can talk about his chops. I've seen it. There's enough on the internet that I can make evaluations on his chops. He's just an extraordinary player and talent. Anyway, let me honk, and we will get to it. That was a good double C, man. Let's see if we can caress the baby. I like this Yamaha D E flat, man. It's an E flat for the rest of eternity, I guess. I don't have much need for a D, but this is, I like it very much. Hellacious double C's. Hang on. Gotta stay hydrated. That's how I keep my chops from getting chapped. Anyway, it's Wayne's World, and we're just fooling around in it. However that song, that phrase goes, I don't know. But anyway, as I said, I don't know him. Never met him. Never heard him play live. So I feel a little uncomfortable about doing something that I don't bring something to the table that's a little bit unique. The thing about it is, he is just everywhere on the internet. And for that reason, I feel very comfortable commenting on his chops. Okay? Now let's start with this. He's incredible. He's an absolutely incredible trumpet player. And overall talent in the whole 9 yards. And he's probably the best freelance guy right now. I haven't been knee-deep in the New York scene for a long time. And he is not in the New York scene, he's in LA. For the last 25 years or so, the top guy was Jim Hines. Okay? And Wayne was on the West Coast. I have to say, Wayne probably is stronger than Jim Hines. Jim Hines can do anything he can do. But I do think Wayne is probably stronger, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay? He's a Yamaha clinician. Just an incredible, incredible talent. You know, again, you go on Wikipedia or his bio on the Yamaha forum, and I'll tell you, there's not a lot about his earlier life. I'm just taking for granted he did not go to college. There is nothing there about saying, I studied with this guy, I studied with that guy. Now, I'm sure he did at some point. It's just not that prevalent. I don't think he spent 4 years at Juilliard with Vacchiano. I don't think it was that type of thing. I think he was, when he ran into Yuan Rassi, he might have taken a lesson. That type of thing. Okay? If they even, Yuan Rassi, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but you get the idea. I think, pretty sure that's what his lessons type of thing, his education was. Now, he was a little prodigy right off. Okay, supposedly the way all the bios say, and I'm sure it came from him, that he could play legitimate double C's before he could play a low C. Okay, now that is pretty amazing for a young kid. High school, we're talking, middle school, high school. Kill double C's. and can't play a low C. Now, with that said, we have to say right off the bat, something's not right. Okay? If you can play a double C, you can't play a low C, something's not right. Okay? And for a young kid, that's not the least bit unusual. But because of his overwhelming talent, I'm taking for granted, again, this part I don't know. And JJ or Perico or somebody out there that knows more about this than I, if you want to chime in, please do. Okay? Because I'm just going to get over this and get to his chops. Okay? So, with that kind of a talent, a la John Faddis, didn't go to college, that type of thing, and just started working right away. He made his bones. He made his bones with Maynard Ferguson, playing lead trumpet with Maynard Ferguson. And guy, that is a tough, tough chair, number one. One of the most visible trumpet chairs ever. And it's a tough, tough life. When I was on the road with people like Ben Vereen and Maurice and Gregory Hines and all that sort of stuff, we'd fly to this place, fly to that place, take a limousine to this place, that place, stay in a hotel for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever. Okay? Now, Maynard, you play ABC High School, you get in the back of the bus and you travel all night. You take, you clean up, brush your teeth and everything in a rest stop. Sometimes you get a hotel. It's a tough, tough life. And he did it. Now, he is on Maynard's recordings until 1996. So 10 years. I don't think he was on the road for 10 years. And again, that's something else might be able to. Okay? Then he was just off and running with the freelance thing. He's played with everybody. He's played with over 400 motion pictures. I mean, he's just the man. Yamaha artist. You've heard him do, jazz clinics and lead clinics and all this sort of stuff. And he's a very, very talented guy. Okay, probably the best. Morrison, Faddis, we're splitting hairs. We're splitting hairs. But he is, I personally put him absolutely 100% in that rarefied air. Okay? Chops. Let's talk about his chops. As I go back to when he was a kid, something wasn't quite right. Okay? Now this is where Jerry comes in. From what Jerry told me, he had a lot of trouble with sores and growths and everything because he was just killing himself with the chops. To the point where he had to lay off for a period of time and get them surgically worked on. Now, if you look at his chops now, guys, they are really scarred. Really scarred. And I've known a handful of people that do know him quite well, and they say there's no question about it. They're scarred. Okay? Now, could that come from early stuff? Yes. But here's the thing I want you to think about. Scars like that have a tendency, at least to some degree, to rejuvenate and go away. Okay? Let's think about this. We all shave at one time or another. We all cut ourselves shaving at one time or another. Most of us, and I have trouble with the change of seasons. My skin gets very dry. And most of us have trouble cutting ourselves shaving. To the point over, 30, 40, 50 years, you've cut yourself a couple hundred times. Do we have scars for the rest of our life? No. The body rejuvenates, okay? So probably the nature of the beast, yes, he had some work done, and when it was time to go back, he went back, but he went right back to it, and the scars did not go away. It looks pretty amazing, from what I can see. Now, you've seen some pictures. All right, very Louis Armstrong type stuff. Okay? But I'll tell you, that does not be problematic at all with his playing. There's a thing out there, a thing on the YouTube with, what's his name? Excuse me. That's the juice. Arturo Sandoval, where they went over to his house, and they had a little yuck session. And they played duets out of the Arbin book. His tongue is absolutely 100% in the right place. Absolutely, I'm sure it's some version of what we're doing, and so on. Now, since that time, he can play low Cs. I don't know when that happened, whatever. He probably never had to play a low C in his life, quite frankly. But, now, I'm going to leave a video down below, and I want you to watch it. It's a very, very quick one. He's playing the solos on one of the movies, one of the 400 movies. I'm not sure what it was. He's sitting in a studio by himself, and the camera is somehow behind him. Now, the solo, typical Wayne, top-notch stuff. I mean, technique. It's a improvised solo. Technique, ending on a double C. Okay? But here's the thing. I want you to look very, very carefully at how hard he's working. Okay? First of all, watch it a couple times. It's only a minute and a half or something like that. Watch his hands. He's just crushing the horn. Okay? And I want you to look at his back. Remember, this was all came from his back. And his shoulders and his back. He breathes, literally his shoulders come up to his ears. And he is, you can see, it's just so tense. So tense. Now, it's the extreme upper register. Got it. We've all heard Old Holy Night where he's got high D's above double C. I mean, just as beautiful and as clear and as... But that's why his chops are mangled. Along with what he did when he was a kid. Now, I am not saying in this case, hear me out. He's the best in the world at that freelance thing that he does now. He is incredible. I think his chops, if you look at the scars and you look at how hard he's working, I do think he's working too hard. Okay? He has his own line of mouthpieces and all that sort of stuff. But guys, that's as far as I'm taking it. I know nothing else about him, and I don't want to sound like this is a hatchet job or anything. That's just my comments and criticisms. And it's not a hatchet job. He's incredible. I think he's working too hard. Anyway, eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.